Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the life and career of one of the most exciting actors of his generation, Timothée Chalamet. From indie darling to global superstar, his journey has been absolutely fascinating to watch.
So, let's just start with the big question, right? Is Timothée Chalamet the most talked about actor of our time? Now, that's a bold claim, but when you look at his rapid rise, the critical acclaim, and his huge cultural impact, it's a question that's definitely worth exploring.
To really understand the artist, we've got to start with the basics. He was born Timothée Hall Chalamet on December 27th, 1995, right in the heart of New York City, in Hell's Kitchen. And as we're about to see, his dual French-American nationality is a huge part of his story.
Easy, the pronunciation of his name reflects that dual identity. In French, it's pronounced Timothée Chalamet. But he said himself that he felt it could sound a bit pretentious in English-speaking contexts, so he often just goes by Timothée Chalamet. It's a small detail, but it really shows how he navigates these two different cultures. Okay, so let's dig a little deeper into his background. We'll start with his upbringing and education. The foundation that shaped him as both a person and an actor. He grew up in a truly multicultural household. His father, Mark, is French and works for UNICEF, while his mother, Nicole, is an American and a former Broadway dancer. This environment naturally led to him having dual citizenship and becoming fluent in both English and French, which has been a massive asset in his life and career. And that creative streak, it definitely didn't stop with his parents. It runs deep in his family. His sister, Pauline, is also an actress, his uncle is a filmmaker, and his grandfather was a screenwriter. You could pretty much say that storytelling and performance are in his DNA. His connection to France is incredibly profound. He spent his summers in a small French village near Lyon, and in his own words, he became a French version of himself there, saying he was so immersed he even dreamed in French. This wasn't just a vacation spot, it was a core part of forming his identity. His formal education also shows this really cool blend of artistic talent and intellectual curiosity. He solidified his love for acting at the famous LaGuardia High School of Music and Art and Performing Arts. He then briefly studied cultural anthropology at Columbia University before transferring to NYU, which gave him more freedom to pursue his budding acting career. So with that foundation set, let's move into his early career. This is the period where he really started honing his craft, jumping between television, film, and the stage. You can see a really steady and deliberate progression in his early work. He started with a rite of passage for any New York actor, an appearance on Law & Order, before making his off-Broadway debut. He then got major attention for his role in the TV series Homeland, made his way into feature films like Christopher Nolan's Interstellar, and earned rave reviews and an award for his stage work in the play Prodigal Son. That part in Homeland was a particularly big moment for him early on. Playing Finn Walden, the rebellious son of the vice president, he gave such a memorable performance that it contributed to the entire cast getting a Screen Actors Guild Award nomination. It was a clear signal that this was an actor to watch. All of that groundwork, all of that preparation, it was all leading to one place. It was leading to 2017, the year that changed everything and launched him into global stardom. Everything came together in this one incredible year. For any actor, having one great film in a year is a success. In 2017, Timothée had 3. And what a trio of films it was. You had the romantic drama Call Me By Your Name, which was this stunning lead performance. Then there was the critically acclaimed Lady Bird, where he had a memorable supporting role. And finally, the gritty Western Hostiles. Together, these films just showcased his incredible range all at once. But the film that truly made the entire world take notice was, without a doubt, Call Me By Your Name. His portrayal of Elio, a teenager falling in love, was universally praised. His performance was just brilliant in its subtlety, its vulnerability. Empire magazine put it perfectly. Chalamet makes it look like the rest are acting. I mean, what higher praise can an actor get? And that unbelievable performance landed him an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor. At just 22 years old, he became the 3rd youngest nominee in the history of the award, putting him in the same company as screen legends. This wasn't just a breakout role, it was a history-making one. After a year like 2017, the biggest challenge is always, what's next? Well, Chalamet's choices have been consistently bold, and he skillfully navigated the worlds of both massive blockbusters and intimate indie films. I mean, just look at the range of roles he's taken on since then. from a teenager battling drug addiction in Beautiful Boy to a Shakespearean king in The King. He reunited with Greta Gerwig for Little Women, led the massive sci-fi epic Dune as Paul Atreides, and most recently reimagined a classic character in Wonka. Every single role has been a completely different challenge. And beyond his on-screen roles, his actions off-screen have also drawn attention. When controversy arose surrounding the director, he made the decision to donate his entire salary from the film A Rainy Day in New York to several charities. It was a principled move that showed a maturity well beyond his years. So, where is he headed next? Well, with several highly anticipated projects on the horizon, it feels like his journey is really just getting started.
Of course, fans are eagerly awaiting Dune Part 2 to continue the story of Paul Atreides. But maybe the most exciting project is his upcoming transformation into the music icon Bob Dylan for the biopic A Complete Unknown. It feels like a role that could push his incredible talent to yet another level. And all of this brings us right back to our initial question. Timothée Chalamet has already achieved that rare balance of artistic depth and massive commercial success. The question isn't really if he'll continue to succeed, but whether he's on the path to becoming the defining screen icon of his generation. And as always, only time will tell.